Has this ever happened to you?
I'm so tired of my game library. I really want to get a new game, but I'm kind of broke.
If you're struggling to find free games that are actually worth your time, then look no further than Tumblebud's list of free games that don't suck.
Oh sweet, that's just what I need. Wait, who are you?
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by today. Recently, I found myself a little discouraged by the amount of Gorilla Tag clones and unfinished games when looking for free stuff on the Quest store. So I wanted to talk about some free games that I really like, and that are a little more likely to be worth your time than just aimlessly scrolling through the store. This isn't an exhaustive list by any means, it's just my personal recommendations. But I did play a lot of free VR games from the Quest store to make this, so I think it touches on a lot of strong games to try out. This list is for people just getting into VR and folks that are tired of their library and want to try something new. Alright, let's get into it. First off, I want to briefly mention the most obvious games you find on pretty much every list, just for the new people around here in case you've missed them. VR Chat is a massive social experience with infinite customizable avatars and worlds. It has tons of players and it's really popular, so you can kind of just get lost in these worlds indefinitely. Rec Room is somewhat similar, but focuses more on the game aspect of it. Think of it kind of like Roblox in VR. It has an overall younger audience than VR Chat, but it's still pretty fun if you're older. I personally really love the paintball, and I find myself coming back to it every so often, but there's tons of other games and worlds to explore. Finally, Gorilla Tag is an immensely popular game right now where you push off the ground with your hands to move and climb in a typical game of Infected. It's a super simple concept, but it really is a blast, especially if you get some friends in there too. Alright, with those out of the way, let's move on to the actual list. I'll start with some of the better known games and work my way over to the lesser known stuff. First up is Population 1. This is the go-to battle royale on Quest, so if you like Fortnite or PUBG, you'll probably really appreciate this one. You start by launching yourself up in these pods and you plummet down onto the ground in a mad dash to start looting. The default game mode is in squads of 3, and working with these teammates is pretty essential because they can revive you even after you've been eliminated. The rounds move fairly quick, which is honestly nice because there aren't nearly as many people in this game as like Fortnite. The weapons feel pretty good to handle. I'm personally a fan of the sniper rifles because the feedback in the controllers is really good, and when you land a hit, they're insanely strong. Other features include lootable storage upgrades, grenades, building, tiered weapons, progression, and cosmetics. This is a super solid game, and if you like shooters at all, it's absolutely worth a shot. Orion Drift is a space-themed sports game and social hub based on some really cool movement mechanics. It's just like Gorilla Tag where you push yourself off the ground to move, but you also have boosts to help you out in the air. I am terrible at this game, but it's still a really good time anyways. To hold the ball, you aren't able to grab it or anything like that. You just kind of have to scoop it or cradle it. I just can't get it too well. But I bet if I played it more, I'd figure it out because there are a lot of people in this game who are really good. You also maneuver the ball by smacking it or kind of dribbling it along as you move, so I can see how the game was made with a large skill curve in mind. It's naturally very competitive, so if you like games like Rocket League, you'll definitely be into this. It's actually the successor to Echo Arena, a fantastic game that Meta shut down a while back. I'm honestly still grieving it, it was so fun. But yeah, if you played that, you should definitely check this one out too. Apart from this main event called Drift Ball, there's a lot of other stuff around the station like parkour, so it's definitely worth checking out and you'll find so much to do. Hyperdash is my absolute favorite game on this list. I love this game so much. So Hyperdash is your typical shooter setup with game modes like point capture, payload, free-for-all, stuff like that. But the part that stands out is its movement system. You can of course walk around regularly, but you also have these dashes that very quickly teleport you to the place you aim for. Now, usually in VR, I honestly really dislike teleporting. It used to be super popular when VR was first popping up and developers didn't quite know how to handle movement yet. But it's actually done incredibly well in this game and it feels like a core mechanic rather than compensation. It creates fast-paced gameplay and intense dogfights as you try to outwit your opponent. Combined with these rails that they have scattered around the map to get you from place to place, this game has the best pacing of really any shooter I've played on the Quest. There's tons of maps, game modes, great music, and the graphics actually shocked me when I first played it years ago in the beta. I remember looking at my hands and thinking the detail just had so much clarity to it. In addition to the default guns that are really fantastic, there's other weapons scattered around the map to pick up, like this evil shotgun. If you like shooters at all, Hyperdash is a must-try game that's loaded with content. Gun Raiders is a hectic shooter with a focus on insane weapon selection that you can choose from literally any time, even like in the middle of a match. Paired with dashes and a jetpack, this game feels nuts at times. I mean, you're absolutely gonna die a lot and there's really nothing you can do about it. There's a handful of different game modes and plenty of maps to choose from, so you can definitely sink some hours into this one. I hadn't played it in a long time, but when I came back for this video, it had changed so much I could hardly believe it. They added so many unique and crazy weapons to try out, I didn't even know where to start, but it's really great to see it's updated so regularly, and there's been an active community for Gun Raiders for a really long time now. If you like hectic, arcadey gameplay, definitely give this one a shot, it's a really fun time. In Mannequin, you're either on a team of aliens who can possess these mannequins that cover the map, or agents who are trying to hunt the aliens. But don't get it confused. The aliens have all the means to kill the agents just as easily. As an alien, you can capture objectives to reveal the agent's location, you can pose to blend in, quickly dash to attack the agents, and move around in your alien form, but this brings the risk of being spotted. As an agent, you have a variety of gadgets to find and fight the aliens, like this scanner that alerts you as you get closer. I don't know if you could tell from this gameplay, but this game is freaking creepy. Knowing that any of these mannequins could be someone trying to kill you leaves you on edge the whole game. When they dash at me, I lose it every time. But honestly, it can be just as scary as the alien when you hit a pose and then you just have to sit there as some dude is deducting in a matter of seconds whether or not to shoot you. The environments are really cool. You just drop into these places and feel like you're a part of some insane side quest. It's an incredibly unique game that really stands out on the Quest store, so it's absolutely worth a shot if you like suspenseful gameplay. Cards and Tankards is the game to get for you trading card and tabletop people out there. It has its very own, extremely fleshed out card game that drives the gameplay. It's honestly quite detailed, and in my time playing it, I wasn't able to pick up on everything quite yet, which was great because it shows that this game has a skill curve that can be competitive. The best part of this game, in my opinion, is that when you use a card, your little guy pops up and has a little animation, and it makes it feel so much more alive. When you bring out a big guy, you're like, oh, he's big. Bro. Oh, look at him. Dang. That's a cool model. I like that. It adds some extra weight to their models being in VR, so it's really cool to see your squad fighting and doing stuff as you play. Even though I'm fighting a bot here because I really suck, it's totally a multiplayer game and you can absolutely bring in your friends and have at it. Another exciting aspect is the progression and booster packs here. As you play, you earn that coin and you can buy packs to get new cards, which scratches that trading card itch like no other. I had a lot more fun in this game than I expected, so even if you don't typically like this stuff, this might surprise some of you out there, so I think it's worth a shot. Brazen Blaze is an ode to fighting games in VR, and it went free to play pretty recently, I believe. It has this classic rugged art style, a nice roster of exotic characters, and when you get knocked out, you go dang. Each character has their own playstyle and set of abilities, and while unfortunately a lot of them are behind a paid expansion pack type thing, the range of what you do have access to is honestly still pretty diverse. The main gameplay centers around trying to hit that shit out of players with your gauntlets, but you also have dashes, grenades, some kind of ranged weapon like a gun, and other special abilities. The combat was a little strange for me at first, but once I got the hang of it, you come into some really intense 1v1 situations that gets the blood pumping. Especially when you lock onto an opponent and they're dashing around and you're dashing around, but the camera is still fixed on them. It's really fast and it feels amazing when you can land a good punch on them. The loading times in this game can be kind of frustrating sometimes, but overall I really like this one, and I've never heard of it before, so I was kind of surprised that more people aren't talking about it. VR Football Simulator is a soccer game where you use your hands as feet, and and it's soccer. Not much to it, but the physics are super solid and I had a great time playing this one. You can press the trigger to point your toe for big kicks like shooting, and there's a sprint meter to manage when you really need to be fast. They have multiplayer lobbies, and while I only checked out this one, it seems like they had a lot of other stuff going on too. Yeah, like I said, not much to it, but a super solid game, and if you like soccer, go get this one, you'll love it. Guardian of Realms is a mixed reality game where waves of enemies come into your room and try to mess you up. This one is only for Quest 3 and Quest 3S because of the mixed reality features. Sorry, Quest 2. The actual gameplay isn't special by any means. It's a very typical wave experience where you have this crystal you can set in your space, and then enemies come to try to deplete its health. After sinking tons of hours into Blade and Sorcery, I couldn't help but feel that the sword combat was a little shallow. But the reason I love this game is that I can jump around like a maniac. As you can see, my room is really small, so I'd roll around and jump all over my bed to fight these guys, and it was a blast to see what you can get away with here. Also, the way it puts up these doors and windows in your room and in the ceiling, it's just wide open, honestly caught me off guard for a sec. I mean, it transformed my room into this fantasy world. It felt really open and whimsical. If you haven't tried mixed reality stuff before and you're looking for something, I can easily recommend this one. It didn't captivate me for hours or anything, but the time I played here was very well spent, no doubt. Slowp is a snowboarding game that uses your hands as feet to control your board. This game is beautiful. Hitting the slopes out here feels so refreshing, especially with the built-in radio where you can absolutely jam while you're tearing it up. The sense of scale is really fantastic. When you're going down a steeper slope, you really feel that in your gut. It has a bunch of different levels, multiplayer, time trials, and so on. There's even an option to change your snowboard to skis, snow skates, or a snow skateboard. I've never really heard of that, but still, this game really puts you out in these mountains and it's terribly slept on. So I don't care who you are, just try this game. I promise it'll make you feel things. Well, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you all got a game or two out of this list to go try out now. Like I mentioned before, this isn't a list of every good free Quest VR game out there, just the ones I've personally played and enjoyed. So if there's a free game out there you really love, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Alright, thanks for watching, be good to yourself guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.